Hello boys and girls, welcome to this presentation. Today we're going to talk about Unit 1, Lesson 6, pages 16 and 17, the World Youth Camp. Now let's start with the questions. Question A. Read the advertisement for the World Youth Camp, then discuss the questions in pairs. Would you like to go? Why? Why not? Now let's look at the advertisement. This advertisement is about the World Youth Camp, WYC. Come to the World Youth Camp. Now you can read this and then answer the questions. This advertisement talks about what the World Youth Camp and what they have in that camp. Once you finish reading this advertisement, you can answer these questions. Would you go? Would you like to go? If you say yes, answer why. And if you say no, you have to say why not. Now let's move on to question B. Question B. Read the two application forms on page 17. List the things the boys have in common and the things that they don't have in common. Now let's go to page 17 and look at the two application forms. This is form number 1. His name is Bashir Hamza. He answered all of these questions and filled them in the application forms. You have to read the full form and then go ahead and read the second application form for Bob Walker. He filled it, you have to read it and then answer the question. You can stop the video to do this. Now let's go back to the question so we can answer it together. List the things the boys have in common and the things that they don't have in common. Now let's start with the things that they have in common. I'll give you some possible answers for this question. Number 1, they both like cooking, for example. They both like cooking. Now look at this form. Bashir says that he likes cooking here. Yes, he said he likes cooking, and Bob Walker said the same thing. So both of them like cooking. Number 2, they both speak English. This is another common thing. They both speak English. Now for the differences between them, let me say that they have a lot of differences. I'll list 2 of them. For example, Bashir goes camping every weekend. Bob goes camping in his summer holidays. So they don't go camping at the same time. This is number 1. Number 2, Bob speaks French. Bashir doesn't. So Bob speaks French and Bashir doesn't speak French. These are 2 examples of the things that they don't have in common. I want you to read the forms and take out other examples for the things that they have in common and the things that they don't. Now let's move on to question C. C. Now do exercises A to E on pages 11, 12, and 13 of the workbook. Now let's go to the workbook and check these questions and answer them together. Workbook, page 11, lesson 6, the World Youth Camp. Question A. Fill in this application form. Now as you can see, this is an application form that has questions. For example, name, address, how often do you go camping, age, why do you like camping? Now I want you to fill this application form, and when you finish it, show it to your teacher. This application form is about you, so the answers must be about you. Very good. Now let's move on to the next question. Question B. Read the descriptions of people in the box. Write sentences using I like or I don't like. Now, as you can see, this is the box that has descriptions of people. For example, number 1, they never do their homework. Number 2, they tell jokes. 3, they laugh at me. 4, they copy my homework. 5, they help other people. 6, they tell lies. Now, as you can see, we have 6 gaps here. The first one is answered. I don't like people who never do their homework. Now, I want you to do the same. Use I like and I don't like using these relative clauses. Now, let's do this together, okay? Number 2, they tell jokes. They tell jokes. What do you think about people that tell jokes? Do you like them or you don't like them? Very good. I like people very good. I like people who tell jokes. Very good. So this is number 2. Number 3. They laugh at me. They laugh at me. What do you think about the sentence? Very good. We don't like people who laugh at us. So we say, I don't like people who laugh at me. Very good. Now number 4. They copy my homework. They copy my homework. Do you like people who copy your homework? Or you don't like them? Very good. I don't like people who copy my homework. Good job. Now number 5. They help other people. They help other people. What do you think? Do you like people who help other people? Very good. Yes, you do. So you say, I like people who help other people. Good job. Now, number 6. They tell lies. They tell lies. Do you like people who tell lies? No, no one likes them. So we say, I don't like people who tell lies. Good job. Now let's move on to the next question. Question C. Write this paragraph with the correct punctuation. Now, as you see, this is a paragraph, and you need to write it here with the correct punctuation. When we talk about punctuation, of course, we mean using capital letters, full stops, commas, and apostrophes. Very good. Now, you can stop the video to answer this question, and then we can do it together. Now, let's check the answer together. Let's do the paragraph here. Let's start with the first word. Very good. Capital N. So, Nadia and, yes. What's the second one? Very good. We have a capital D. Dana. Yes. Wrote. Nothing to change in wrote. What about stories? Very good. The same. What's next? For. The. class magazine. Very good. So until now, we only changed the capital letters for Nadia and Dana. Very good. And then, after magazine, we use a comma. Very good. And we say, both stories are very good. And then we use comma. Good job. But the editor says she can only print one. Very good. What do we put after one? Stop. Very good. Even here, before both, we put full stop because we used a capital letter with both, so this is a full stop. Very good. Now, after one, after a full stop, we always use a capital letter, so we say which of the girls, what do you think? Very good. Apostrophe. Very good. Because we're using a possessive letter, a possessive S. We say both of the girls' stories. These stories are for the girls, and girls is plural, so we put the apostrophe after the S. Very good. So both of the girls' stories, which of the girls' stories will the team choose? Very good. And then we put a question mark. Good job. Now we go to another paragraph. We say, we put speech marks, and we say, I think Nadia's is the best. Very good. Capital N. Good. Apostrophe for the possessive. Good job. Best. And here we're talking about her story. Good job. And then we put a comma and close the speech mark. Good job. Who said that? Who said I think Nadia's is the best? It's Sarah. So we write, very good, Sarah said. Good job. And we put a full stop. Then everyone agreed. Yes. Put comma. So, yes, Nadia's story will be in the magazine. Very good. Will be in the magazine. And then, last, we put a full stop. Very good. As you can see, we used some capital letters for the names and for the words that start after a full stop. And we used commas between sentences, and we used possessive S apostrophe here. It was after the S and here before the S. Very good. And in the end we used an full stop. A full stop to stop the sentence. Very good. Now let's move on to the next question. Question D. Question D. Work out these messages and write them as full sentences. Work out the messages and write them as full sentences. As you can see, we have two messages. They are short, like the notes that we studied before. They are short and not with the correct spelling. So we're gonna write them here with the correct spelling and with the full word. Now let's start with number one. What do you think number one is? Let's increase this. Yes, very good. Please. What's after please? Very good. Go to the shop. And then full stop. And then very good. I'm what's the V here? Very good. Very hungry. Good job. And then we put a full stop. Okay? Good job. Now let's do number two. Number two. Do your HW. Do your HW. I'm V tired. What do you think the message is? Very good. Do your homework. Very good. I'm very good. Very tired. Good job. Now let's go to question E. Question E. Read the answers below and write the questions. Now here we have 1, 2, 3 questions, and these are the answers. Now they want us to read the answers and create the question. Now you can stop the video to do this and then come back so we can answer it together. Now let's check the answers. Number 1. I go swimming 3 times a week. As you can see, he answered by saying 3 times a week. So this is a frequency. This is a frequency. So the question must be with a frequency adverb. What frequency adverbs do we use for questions? Very good. How often? So the question would be like this. How often do you go swimming? Good job. And a question mark. Very good. Now let's look at number 2. I have been to Egypt, Spain, and Kuwait. I have been to Egypt, Spain, and Kuwait. Now, when someone answers like this, when someone answers and gives you many options or many things like this, the question must start with a which. Which. So, and what are these? These are countries. Very good. So we say which countries? Which countries? And we use the same sentence in the answer. So we say, which countries have you been to? Very good. Now let's write it together. So, which countries have you been to? Good job. Which countries have you been to? Now let's move on to number 3. In number 3, the answer is I speak Arabic, English, and French. Very good, the same thing. He gives us many options. Arabic, English, and French. So the question will be with which. So we say, which countries? Do we use the word countries here? What do we use here for these things? Very good. They are languages. Languages. So we say, which languages do you, very good, speak? Which languages do you speak? Let's do it together. Which languages do you speak? Good job. And question mark. Very good. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.